This video builds off of yesterday's video where I referenced the post-dated journal entry. So I'm going to read from Story I Tell, the post-dated journal entry. Post-dated journal entry is not an original concept. It is exactly what it sounds like. Choose a segment of time. Post-date a journal entry that you would write as if everything's happening exactly how you wish on that future date. I mentioned the summer that I went to Breckenridge for June and July. I post-dated a journal entry for August 1st that I created on June 1st. I read the journal entry every morning and created the state of what it would be like to really be living the manifested reality. It totally worked. However, it did not sustain itself because I had not developed the skill sets or understanding of what I was actually doing. I had lost 20 pounds in the 2 months, had great energy. I found a fun place to live that I moved into on Labor Day. Keely had broken her paw a day before we left for the mountains and had no sign of breakage on the x-ray on her next vet visit. And we were able to hike and play outside within a week or two after it happened. I fit into everything I ever bought. I had a habit of buying clothes that I was going to fit into. I even became great friends with a woman, Liz Hartman, who owned her own coffee shop and baked all her own pastries. We're still friends, hence that wasn't exactly on my post-dated journal entry, but I was always daydreaming of working at a coffee shop. 8 years ago, the manifested desires, now like 11 years ago, I think, the manifested desires were all external things that I thought would make me happy once I attained them. I now realize that you make yourself happy by regulating your energy, noticing your thinking patterns, and telling your own story. Living in an intentional state of positive expectation. And I would add most of the time. If you follow my content, like the normalized distribution, 65%. Like if you can access the state of well-being 65%, my guess is that's how we're created to be. That we're problem solvers and we're created to be satisfied 65% of the time. And then the other stuff happens to get our attention. And obviously extremes happen too, but I feel like the intensity of the extremes will lessen if more of us live in this balanced state, because then those that are in those areas of extreme, which you're not always in, you could bounce in and out, they have more space to get to a better outcome without their day-to-day being like just a fight. Like if you think about like people that live on the street and their living conditions, if we're balanced, we're working together as a community to find better outcomes, whether it's for trash, whether it's for extreme weather, whether it's for options. But if we're fighting against it, the same thing keeps showing up. And there's this perfect example where I live under this viaduct that I get on the highway every morning at. There is a community that is there, and it continues to grow, and then it'll be removed and the wall will be painted. But then, I mean, it's right back up and the markings are back up. So that's not a sustainable result. Just like in a park, I don't know this for a fact, but my friend told me that to get rid of the geese, they suck them up. They suck them up in some vacuum to get rid of them, but then they come back and there's more of them. So it's not a sustainable solution. So where was I? 8 years ago, 11 years ago. So making yourself happy. I hope you can't see that my nose is running. One time I did that and I saw the video and it's like a little icicle. The external, okay. So living in a state of positive expectation most of the time. The external desires show up because they align with the state you create by caring about how you feel moment to moment. As these ideas develop, the concepts will make more sense. Stick with it. There's a reason you're engaging in this book. So I just uploaded to file sharing. If you want a PDF of a journal entry with this, like for June 1 through August, it's just a place to start, right? So that we as a community, as a whole, we start to work towards better outcomes instead of just fighting against or pointing at a problem and thinking that there's some magical solution that doesn't involve something within, like changing the way we think about it, and moving towards.